We live? Okay.
Oh.
Do you want to start?
I
Do you want to be the intro, or like say you want to introduce yourself first?
Oh yeah, I guess if you guys are tuning into the third episode here, you probably know who me and this idiot are. My name's Jacob Clems here, hosting again. Chris, why don't you take it from here because I can't read that well.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm Chris. Welcome back to another episode. This one came out, or we're filming this one, I guess, a day after the first episode came out. So if you tuned in, thanks for tuning in again. I was getting pretty good feedback. Were you?
Yeah, positive from the people that we have heard from. Would love write in. We'll give you an address to write into. Handwritten letters, much better than text messages. Quill and ink going farther nowadays than you'd think.
Yeah, if you could do it on like $100 bill too, that'd be awesome.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be
donations.
great.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we'll be hitting you soon for those.
Yeah, surprisingly good feedback. I was a little nervous. It's hard putting yourself out there. I'll admit. I think it was good though. A lot of good feedback. Granted, they were relayed to me or good friends, but so far I think we're doing good. Obviously, I want to start this off by thanking our sponsor, Stoke. I'd like to thank them for today's episode. Stoke is an elite nut and seed butter developed by endurance athletes for endurance athletes, or really any person who enjoys high-quality ingredients that taste good and make you feel good. Stoke's formula ensures that you're getting a melody of vitamins and minerals that will not only improve recovery, but also help your brain, which we desperately need the brain help on that.
Oh, so much brain help currently. It's so low functioning most of my day.
But flavors include cinnamon pecan, the original, and of course, dark chocolate, hazelnut, and the new flavor, which is apple walnut. Be sure to head on over to StokePerformance.com to get your jar today. That's StokePerformance.com.
Now, I noticed you said cinnamon pecan.
Yeah. Is it
This
pecan?
This is a Southern company. We're going to be calling it Southern Pecan. First of all, let's not get away from the roots. I feel like that was a little bit egregious towards super producer Wilkerson Given there.
Can we get a? What is it?
So I should say
Pecan.
Oh,
yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah,
It's a regional thing.
regional. Yeah,
pecan.
you'd think. Yeah, well, that's what I get for thinking.
Yeah, I know. Marketing says everything 3 times, but I feel like saying StokePerformance.com twice was enough.
I'll throw it in one more time. StokePerformance.com. You can find it on the interweb. Google Chrome, Brave, Safari. Don't download Bing. That is, if they want to be our sponsor at any point, I will not take it. Just too many bad experiences in my day. But don't let me devolve this. Let's keep on topic.
So you have to scroll through like 8 pages of ads in Bing to get to what you want. But yeah, anyways, so a little life update. Both of us are pretty messed up, injured.
Makes a lot of sense if you look at us.
Yeah.
Not a lot structural integrity between the two of us. I know you can only see our upper bodies, but built like bean poles we are is how I would describe it.
Yeah, and I guess 2 ways of getting there. Do you? This guy's been in a soft collar for like a week, pretty much. It's been pretty entertaining for us, but definitely living nightmare for him. But
I've loved it. I was gonna shoot the one into this episode in the soft collar today, but I got notified that I have the neck of an infant child right now. So transitioning out of that and doing my nice neck exercises, which consist of this from falling on ice, which is so coordinated and running like, slammed immediately to my neck and head, and since then have not been able to consistently, just stand on my own and do everyday tasks. So, running's on the back burner currently, unfortunately. So, what's going on with you, big dog?
Yeah, so I've kind of been pretty dinged up since that 10K, which went so well for us, but yeah, I don't know, it was weird. You wake up, you're fine, you go for a run, you're fine, you go for a double, and all of a sudden your knee locks up, and it's going to be that way for a month. So yeah,
it's crazy how those things happen. You're just like, oh yeah, this is just going to be a 2-run thing, and then you're just like, oh, this is a season ender, huh? What's the deal with that?
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely been tough. I'm going to pause right here for a second because I messed this up. So I think I'm still here. Can you hear? Yeah. Is it registering?
It looks like it's
Turn that
registering.
up? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Injuries. Where were we? Yeah, so basically I've been having a knee injury. Could have been, might be IT man, might be a lot of things. It's one of those things that won't really go away, and I feel like it kind of, both of our injuries have now kind of taken away our outdoor season, which is definitely tough to take, because I feel like personally there's something I've been looking forward to for like a full year now, and it's just poof, gone.
It's tough to have something like that just kind of evaporate on, like in Chris's instance, something that you think is just going to be like a quick fix, or like me, I was like, I think my back will be messed up for a couple days and I'll be fine, but like you go through grieving cycles of it. Like, the first is acceptance that you're actually hurt, because those first like 48 hours you're like, it's not bad, I'm fine. Like, I'm limping, obviously. I can barely stand up straight, but you know what? That's not a big issue right now. But then you get into that acceptance phase where you're like, oh yeah, something's jacked up, and then you just go into the frantic, like, I gotta fix myself so quick. You're on Google, you're on LetsRun, you're like, oh Jesus, is this cancer, or is this a stress fracture? I can't tell right now.
Yeah, it's definitely, it could be any number of things. And then the worst is when you think you know what it is, and then you bring it up to somebody that, is trained in it, and they just go, that's not it at all.
Yeah, but it's always great because when you bring it up to them, you're still like, I know you're the trained medical professional, but my 15 minutes on Google tells me that I might know a little bit more than you right now. Yeah, this whatever's going on, has to be stemming from a pinched nerve, right?
Yeah.
And then they just go, yeah, we're gonna work on you as is, and it's gonna take some weeks. And then you hear weeks, and you just go, here we go. Here we go.
You think pinched nerve, and they go, nothing to do with the Grand Canyon-sized crack in your vertebrae, but that's fine.
We'll address that at a later date.
Yeah. One thing I've also been noticing is, like, the mental side of injuries. And like, I feel like in college you get hurt, and it's like, it sucks. Like, it's never good, but like, I feel like you still go to class, you still like see your friends, you still like, you're just being a college kid at that point, pretty much. And I feel like it's like, now in this world, it's like, if I'm out from like practice, and it's like all I have is like going to work and stuff, and I feel like it's been tough, like trying to find, everyone always says like engulf yourself in something else, but like I feel like I've just been in that high depression, sleep a lot mode.
Oh yeah, you're trying to sleep the injury off, and like the creeping thoughts of like, will I ever get better? Because like when you're in the throes of it, you don't like, you're like, oh, this is all I know right now, and like, how do I know it's going to get better? And like that, I think that's one of the harder parts with injuries, is just figuring out that like there will be a light at the end of the tunnel, but like when you're in the tunnel, you can say that to yourself as much as you want, and other people can tell you that and be like, oh, the situation sucks. But like, that's not what you want to hear in the moment. You're like, you want that instant like gratification that won't happen with like most running injuries, because like 90% of running injuries are fatigue related, and it's not going to be something that's like an overnight quick fix, and I think that's, I mean, especially like with, not to get all like lived up on you, but like to be back in a functioning realm is what you're looking for, and like you're I that was gonna default down a train, like I'm still in the injury brain right now, where a lot's just like
probably concussed him too, so we'll come to a break on that one, but I guess you're probably, a little more tough to find something else to do outside of running, because you can barely sit here for this podcast, so this is like a big thing for you.
This is my Jordan flu game. Yeah, if people were wondering.
But I've been going to line dancing, so did that last night, and let me tell you, that is quite the scene. Because going into it, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like wicked stupid, and then like it's crazy.
East Coast elitist.
Yeah,
look at this guy.
I was like, it'll be entertaining, and like these, like there was like 30 people there, and like you could tell they're there like at least 3 nights a week.
And like, do-si-do.
Yeah, and it's not all going. Like 80s country. This is like, they're like doing like Chris Brown. They're doing. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean,
they've adopted different cultures, which seems weird. Like, you'd think it'd just be like, we got a G with an O, an O with a D, a T with an I, and an M and an E. That spells good time. And like you got the Alan Jackson, you're hitting the whoa, like one of those. But like then you start hearing like Wall to Wall by Chris Brown, and you're like, what's going on in here? So
I learned like 2 dances. It was a good distraction, honestly, but learned like 2 dances. Absolutely god awful. But the other thing that's funny is like they'll just be like people dancing, and then it's like all of a sudden they're like sleeper agents. like a song will come on that they know, and it's just like people from just like black out and just like go onto the dance floor and just like do a full blown routine. It's nuts, and then just like go back and like the crowd.
Oh yeah, no, those are NPCs. Yeah, no, that's people that the bar are paying like $10 to $12 an hour to be like, all right, when you hear honky tonk badonka donk, you're gonna stand up and they're gonna say, put the beer down, and like everybody's gonna move to the dance floor and start going after it,
It's
and then they
absolutely crazy.
disappear.
It's nuts. They just like sleeper agents, like keyword comes on, they just go out there and dance. Really impressive. Been having a good time. Definitely gonna keep up with that.
Yeah, if I could dance, I'd love to be there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna also just instead of cross training's getting old, so maybe I'll just like do like really hard like 2 to 3 hours of just like line dancing.
Oh, a new form of cross training.
Yeah, like aggressively dancing. Like until like I'm gonna pass out and then just like call it for the day. Because I'm watching them and like I just want to have that one song that comes on that I black out and go out there and they're just like
your eyes roll into the back of your head.
And
just immediately
unconscious. But yeah, I mean cross training. I mean you can't really cross train now, but
yeah, I mean like in my past, my favorite type of cross training is aqua jogging, which seems psychotic because like it's you're jogging in water, which doesn't seem like it's doing anything, and I don't know if it is, but like it at least makes you think that you're doing something. I think that's part of it is like feeling like you're actually doing something and not just like losing fitness, because I think a lot of that with injuries it's just like, oh, I'm losing all of my fitness right now. When in reality, yeah, you're probably losing some, but like those cumulative miles that you've ran throughout however many years you've been going are still going to be like in your system. It's just going to take a little longer to tap them back in.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's very hard part is accepting and like trying to find something that you feel like you're getting out of it. Like I've been doing the bike a lot, and I remember like the first one, like I think it took a few days off and like hit the bike pretty hard, and I just felt that like validation again. I was like, oh, and I was like happy for like 2 days. And then the bike started to suck again, but I'm trying to find other ways to like do it. Obviously, if we had access to a pool, that'd be sick. But I feel like lifting's also a good method to like kind of just like strengthen parts of your body like you're not used to.
Yeah.
In college, I had a teammate, and like she was injured for a long time, and would just bike and then lift. And I mean, like she came back and was like ungodly good.
Yeah,
like, came back. It's great. I feel like injuries can almost allow you to work on like things that like you don't get to work on while running because like you don't have the energy. Or,
exactly.
Like your glass is full, and you can only add so much to it. So I feel like that's kind of something else. I feel like injuries are good. It's like targeting stuff that you need to work on. Because obviously, if an injury happens, it's not falling on ice like the Three Stooges over tea kettle. It's probably due to like an internal weakness. So I'm definitely that's something I feel like is also good with injuries, like targeting that and like so it doesn't happen again.
Also gives you something to just be like a little bit competitive with that you don't really have like a gauge for. Like with running, like if your PR is like 13:40 in the 5K and you run 13:50, that's like an off day is what you'd consider that. But like if you're lifting and like you're within like 10 pounds of your like max like deadlift or whatever you're doing, that's still like a good day to you normally, because like I mean you don't have the same scale for like running, so like you can set goals in those things that like it doesn't even have to be like, I mean, I think with like cross training, a lot of it, people sometimes will just overdo it because they're like, I feel like I need to be doing like as much as I would be when I'm like running. I think a lot of it's just mental games, like how positive you can keep your output, and like that's coming from someone who is potentially one of the more negative individuals that you'll encounter, just because of how I deal on a daily basis with self-deprecation.
No, I mean, like it's like positivity is like a spectrum. You got like SpongeBob, at the upper end, and then like you're like one step above that.
Oh, you think I'm a
I'm a positivity. Then I think I'm like maybe like
now I know. Now I know you're just spitting in my face while I'm down. Oh, just disgusting.
I mean, I think we both are pretty towards the top of that positivity.
Yeah.
I mean, always. We can be
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, what was I saying? The thing about lifting though is like especially. Somebody that, not the biggest guy,
not a beefcake.
Yeah, it's tough when I'm going there and I'm like doing my weights and then like this like 13-year-old like high school, 13 is that high school?
I have no concept of age. I would assume
crazy.
That's not high school.
I don't know. I feel like is
no,
it not?
No. I was like
8th grade.
I was like 15 when I started high school. Like 14,
no way.
Turning 15. I will put hundreds of thousands.
18 is like you graduate.
Yeah.
17, 16, 15. Whoa, you're that old. Well, I guess you're 14 technically, probably to start.
Yeah,
okay.
I was older for my grades, so I turned 15, got that, that learner, the like little.
The
I can either drive with feed in the back of my car and say it's work related, or I can drive to school and back with one other sibling.
Is that how? Like, oh, in like Kansas, can't you do crazy stuff driving? Isn't it just like
when you're 14, if it's considered work related,
yeah,
you can drive solo.
That's
so
crazy.
you can just throw like a bag of feed in the back of your car and just go. Like you could just completely be driving somewhere else. The cop pulls you over and you just don't quote me on any of this. If you get in trouble, which you probably will, like don't be like, oh yeah, this guy from the podcast said I'll get away scot free. Like I'm not saying that, but like within bounds. If you're driving to work, you could do it at 14.
That's crazy.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh god, what a great thing learning to drive. But that was a tangent and a half. But anyways, I feel like it's hard when you're lifting and these like 15, 16-year-olds who are like barely hitting puberty are just like putting up weights that I'm like I could if they were like, hey, can you like move that over there? Like I don't think I could do it.
They're on TRT. Every time I see one of them like lifting a lot of weight, I go, they're on weird steroids.
And I know like it shouldn't matter because I doubt they're paying attention. But like
They
man,
are.
yeah,
They're high schoolers. They're
yeah,
hyper.
they probably are. Yeah,
They're like, look at this idiot. He's benching 25-pound dumbbells. Watch this. I'm about to clunk 65 in each hand. Watch this. Look at me. Thunk, thunk. Yeah, like that. I feel like that's what happens every time.
yeah, that's a tough one that I'm trying to get over. But I'm getting there.
You can't care about them. Like at the end of the day, you just go. You're 16. I could call your mom and you could get in trouble. You know what you could do? You could call my mom right now, and she's not going to get me in trouble for bullying you over a podcast that you're definitely not listening to. But you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess that's probably enough depressing injury talk.
You got to be able to laugh through it, though.
Yeah.
In all seriousness,
Oh,
you got to be able to keep something positive because there's a lot of negativity with it. And like, I mean, off camera and off mic, we've definitely had some, but like. I think something like this has like allowed like a little bit of a positive for us because we can pour our efforts into something that is running but like not fully, you know. So it's other avenues. It doesn't have to be podcasting. It doesn't have to be like everybody's like writing a journal or something. It doesn't have to be anything like that. Like you can like anything you want to get into a
paint
little bit
by
more.
color.
Yeah, like
Collect stamps.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're like
Learn
whatever
how to
you're
cut hair.
into. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that, but like
start on yourself,
yeah.
get some dolls, be really crazy. Everyone just comes in, you're just like giving a doll a haircut.
You're like, no. I've been watching YouTube videos. Yeah.
I can do mullet's really good right now. I'm really good
That's how mine ended up. Like during quarantine, I just had a buddy just drill mine.
Oh yeah,
I looked like Sling Blade. Nobody knows who that is.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's from a movie from the 80s. I haven't even watched it. My buddies just said that's what I looked like.
Yeah, I did it myself. I had
Wait,
the hair down
did you
to
even
here.
look in the mirror?
Yeah, I did. I had like the clippers and went like this. Like
No way, it was straight. Not a
Oh
chance.
God, no! But it was quarantine. Like you hadn't seen anyone, so I definitely looked like an idiot. But like if you were
got
just,
a mullet, you look like an idiot. Regardless, I mean, I had full blown like exhaust. Like I mean, I had the zigzag in my hair. I could not have looked like more of a delinquent.
Oh, I tried the racing stripes, didn't work. When they were
you got to go to a good barber.
It was like it looked like a triangle. It was awesome. Yeah. All right, well, anyways,
we'll move on there.
We'll move on to the next big event when this is probably coming out. We'll probably be like a week away from Boston Marathon, which, in my opinion, is the best world major. Completely unbiased, but I feel like this year especially is stacked. Like, we got 15 men sub 207. We have Olympic medalists. We have the world record holder for the men. 7 champs between the men and the women. And I guess we'll start with the men, but obviously headlined by Kipchoge. The GOAT. But I think it's going to be an interesting race because you have 2 previous champions, Evans Chibet and also Benson Kipruto.
Great names.
Yeah, great names.
I love the name Benson. I don't know why. Like, just hilarious to me every time I see it. I
a solid name.
Yeah, I
knew
want him to win regardless.
name.
I see Benson. Yeah, I'm like, that guy is hilarious in my head.
But I mean, I don't know if anyone can upset him. But I feel like if an upset were to happen, it would be a Boston, where like the course, like you're racing the course and the people. And I feel like especially with weather and like anything can happen there. I feel like if you have 2 guys that know what it takes to win that race and can kind of do their own game plan and not, if they can kind of focus on themselves, I wonder. Probably hot take. I wonder if they could upset him. Or do you think he's just too?
I don't think anybody's touching him with the 10-foot pole.
So?
I think he's going to be so alone so early. I mean, he flopped in London the one time, but that was kind of expected if you talk to his training camp There's been nothing indicating that he's going to have any trouble with this field come April, whatever the date is. I think it's going to
17th.
17th. Yeah, 17th. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how good we are. We know
Patriots Day.
You knew. Yeah. Okay.
Patriots Day.
Yeah,
Big day. Great event.
Great day for the city of Boston.
Yeah. You start off with the reenactment of Bunker Hill, Lexington. They march
That
all
is
the way
such
in.
a weird way to start the day.
Oh, it's crazy. I had a buddy. He literally.
Wait, they
would,
dress up? Like they're playing like.
Oh no, he would just go watch. But he like.
But
he
there
did
are
the
people
full...
dressed up.
Oh yeah, fake guns, like fake thing. It's nuts. I've never been, but he would go. It was like this is like Lily's favorite holiday, but he would go, and like then he'd go and watch the marathon. And, like you hit up the Sox game afterwards, and like the city is like nuts. Like if you're just trying to go there casually, like it's an absolute mess.
Yeah,
but
not a chance.
yeah, great. Sorry, we'll try to keep back on a running topic for you guys. And then we got obviously top Americans because there's you got to focus on that a little bit. Our compatriots. That's the right word, right? Compatriot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Look
you're
at
right.
me. Yeah.
Big
So we
words.
got the favorites. Obviously, are gonna be like C.J. Albertson, Scott Fauble, Connor Mance, and I'm gonna throw our guy in there, Whoops and Given, and then self-centered again. We're gonna throw J.P. Flavin in there.
Flavor Flav, yeah.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah,
He's been having a
I've
great.
never
segment.
called him that in my life, but I will continue to call her Flavin.
Yeah, 214 in Chicago. Obviously was conservative because that's how we do it here at the Hanson's ODP. So I feel like I feel like CJ's gonna do his thing where he goes out.
He's gonna try to win it in the first 8 miles.
Oh yeah.
He loves trying that, but I don't think you're gonna get ahead of Kipchoge. I don't think he lets.
Yeah, I
think he goes. I'm gonna break your spirit.
Yeah, I feel like with this field, it's just not gonna work. Because even if he is like trying to like lead and push the pace, I think they're just gonna run it out of him, and then so then other people like a Fabio Mance, Wilkerson are gonna like just gobble him up.
Oh yeah,
And I'm sorry to say that to our fellow Brooks athlete, but
yeah. I mean, like CJ showed that he's got the dog in him.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I
does.
mean, he clearly likes going to a very dark place and hurting for a while. We'll see. Like, I mean, it's hit or miss with him whether he puts it together on the back end. But I mean, I think if he does put it together on that back end of the race, I think he's going to be scary just because I mean he does have that ability to just turn it off and go, and that's the scariest runner you can encounter. The most terrifying thing you can see is just daggers going forward, and they're not even remotely concerned about anything around him. You're like, oh god, that's the guy today. He's gonna be crazy.
I mean, anyone that puts themselves in like a chicken coop incubator to like as a sauna, which I guess he's gotten rid of since then, but in that video, like you got.
He wants it pretty bad. Yeah, I don't think I could get in a little.
I wonder if he just totally goes just blackout in this one and just like runs more conservative and then like attacks the second half with this field. I wonder if he'll like switch it up.
Nothing has indicated that he'll do that early, just because of how he's raced in the past. But I mean, he's the only one who knows how to race his race, and I mean, as wild as it looks during the race, I respect that he just red lines from the beginning. I'm like, that's more nuggets than I have. There's no way I'm just going. Oh, I got 26 today. I'm gonna try to run all 26 as hard as I can.
Let's PR the 10K like 5 times over. It's something stupid. But actually, no, it's definitely not 50. How many Ks is it for the marathon?
It's 42.
42? Yeah. Okay. There we go. And I'm the engineer. That's tough.
I was about to say, I'm words guy, and I'm out here outnumbering you right now.
Yeah, that's all right. I try not to think about it, honestly.
If anyone's
Sometimes
looking for an
ignorance is
engineer, I
bliss.
could possibly throw my hat in the ring.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be good. I also think I feel like Fable's going to go out there. He's going to do his thing where he runs his race, doesn't let anything else impact him.
Yeah, typical pilot performance. He'll just, he'll go out there. He'll run anywhere from 207 to 210, I think.
And then just house 2 to 3 burritos after. But I feel like Connor Mance is also one that's going to be interesting to watch. He is running it, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, making sure. I feel like
as far as we know, if
he's
he's
just
not, he backed out and did not tell the podcast first. That's a bit offensive. I feel like
he's just been running everything. So.
He just races a ton. He's got that Frank Lara energy where he's just crazy. He just wants to race anything like
favorite
possible.
Frank
yeah,
Lara, yeah.
Frank, we will be getting you on. Like I'm putting this into the works now. You impress me at times, like with some of the things you do. Just crazy how many times you can race in a year.
Oh, I love it.
Not fall on ice.
He's awesome. All right, so probably we'll move on to the women now. Obviously, if any of our teammates have a great day, I think they can clean up pretty good there too. But we'll move on. So women, there's 9 under 220. Course record definitely under threat at 2:19.58.
especially when you got a girl in the race who's run 2:14.
Yeah. Yeah.
2:14.58.
So that's pretty crazy. Obviously the big matchups can be.
Yeah, reigning world champion Gebre Selassie. I mean, she's got to be. She's got to be. I mean, she's a reigning champ, but like, what's her name's got 2:14 on her record, man.
Yeah. So I think it'll be a.
5 minutes past.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good race up front.
Not a math guy, but 5 minutes seems like a lot of time to make up.
It is all. I mean, it is a different. Sorry, but the name on the other athlete there was Barusa. I'm so sorry for hacking these names.
I think it's better that we're hacking them because, like, I mean, like, there's not. I mean, we don't speak other languages. We're dumb Americans. We can only speak one language, and we're just gonna butcher every name we see.
So
like,
we are aware of it, though. The worst is when people own it and they're like, "No, that's what it is." Like when someone says a town name wrong over and over.
Yeah, no. If she if she says her name on live camera, like I will remember it from there. But like till then, I am guessing.
So I think that's gonna be a really good one up front, and then obviously
you got Locatian,
huh?
Former NCAA champ Sharon Locati,
that
also in New York winner.
Yeah, the women's side is probably. I mean,
is she gonna claim the East Coast this year? Is the real question, I think, folks.
That'll be pretty cool.
Her debut, she wins New York, and she just says, "Oh, I'm gonna win Boston as well."
Yeah,
like. You know?
Just two majors, check it off back to back.
Power couple here, her and Edward Cheserek.
Yeah, Pink Ches.
That's a dynamic duo right there. Fast.
And then obviously, we have Sarah Hall, who for American is probably just gonna run away with that.
You would assume.
Yeah.
You would guess.
Yeah. I mean, she turns 40 on the 15th, which is just crazy to think that somebody at that age can is just entering a new realm of running.
No chance I'll be running at that age.
I'll probably be in a wheelchair by then, but I mean that's pretty nice.
I'm gonna I'll have a food blister by then. I'll be a little bit thicker in the midsection if I were to guess. So.
Oh god, there it goes. Oh god.
Oh man, this has been a real finicky mic too. So folks, if this comes in as my voice begins to change, you'll know what the situation was. So.
Well, I feel like that's Boston. I feel like. We got a couple minutes. You want to hit a couple Let's Run thread too?
Absolutely.
To sound this out because classic.
Let's just go through my photos. Here we go. First one. We're gonna stick with the topic of Let's Run dating advice because those are always so great. So the first one that I'm going into is a 12-year-old thread here. Pretty simple story about this guy. He's dating a girl. They break up. He's over it. It just wasn't going to work out. He's living with his best friend at this point. They're in college. They've got an apartment. Starts noticing that his boy's blowing him off, like just not being in the apartment as much. There's an issue in the bromance, and they can feel it. Turns out that guy's dating his ex-girlfriend. Red flag starting right there. Dating the ex-girlfriend and just completely avoiding him. They, at that point, were on winter break, and he's wondering what he should do when they get back. Should he confront it, or should he retaliate, was the wording. So retaliate, I don't know in any scenario where that's going to work out well. Ignoring it seems to be what your boy's doing. All right, Chris, we're living together. Let's just say I start dating your ex-girlfriend, and I'm cold shouldering you.
Yeah, I think I'd be like, hey, man, what's up? I think you just got to be like, I don't really care.
Are you dating my ex-girlfriend?
Even if you extremely care, I think you got to take the I don't care approach.
Yeah, I mean, this guy mentioned that he's completely over the relationship, but if you're posted on Let's Run, you're not.
Yeah, yeah. So I would just say I'm completely over it, not care. And then definitely start looking for a new apartment.
New friend. Yeah, I think you got to upgrade your friend game at that point because I mean,
you got to hope they talked about it before he started dating his girlfriend. But it sounds like no.
No. He said he's been avoiding, and I quote, avoiding eye contact, pretends I don't exist.
Oh god, that's gotta be so awkward. Even if you're completely over the relationship, just being like, you just come out to like in the middle of the night, you're like, you got to go pee. You come out and she's just like. Also doing the same thing. You're like, oh.
You go, oh, fancy seeing you here. Obviously, we didn't work out, but I'm glad that you could move on to the room next door. You know,
short commute.
Maybe get another roommate and see if she moves on. I don't know.
It makes giving the stuff back pretty easy. Just throw it in your roommate's room.
Yeah, you're like, just give it to your roommate.
You go, oh, here's all the clothes you left here.
These are hers. She's gonna need these. Like, that's her favorite.
Oh god. I mean, you could also just start dropping like weird hints that like you discovered about her, like things that are like red flags or whatever, and just totally destroy his relationship. Which is just totally crazy. But I mean, if you're posting on LetsRun, you're
None of this is sound advice we're giving, but
Yeah,
like,
no,
I mean,
but it's funny.
this was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd hope he's figured it out by now.
he
But
could
like,
he could be married with a kid. I tell you, we gotta find these
I'm
people.
gonna guess not. If he's living with a roommate who's dating his
probably
ex-girlfriend, he's probably not. But yeah. So you gotta.
I think I gotta get to work.
Yeah, you gotta get to work.
Yeah, sadly.
We want to do one more and then call it.
Yes, yeah. Let's do one more.
Okay.
Yeah. Stop just gonna
which
freak
one?
out.
Which one do we want to do?
Let's do the. Yeah, let's do the.
Or Snoop did it.
Yeah, that one would be good. Yeah.
Which one?
This one here.
Okay, yeah. So, 13 years ago, these are all old topics because, wow, I went through a rabbit hole. So the topic is called married/engaged people. How long do you date? If you're asking a LetsRun board, I'm guessing that marriage isn't really in your wheelhouse anytime soon, but it seems like you're trying to lock it down.
I think if you're asking LetsRun, then it definitely has to be higher than a normal person. Like,
Yeah.
because you're definitely like looking for the answer that's like 2 weeks. You're looking for someone to be like, if it's the right person, 2 weeks. Go to Vegas.
You're looking for that unhinged guy.
You got soft hands.
Yeah, you got soft hands, brother. Is what you're saying. Yeah, no, but yeah, you've got. If you're asking the boards, and like I was scrolling through, there's people saying if you know 3 months is fine, and I go no.
You see, I think it's an age to
There's a
to
spectrum.
length.
Yeah.
Like at 18, obviously, you got to go at least 7 years. I mean, to be like a functioning adult. You know, maybe a little shorter. I don't know.
I think it's different for everybody because obviously there's the cultural and the religious element too. Which, like, I mean, like if that's different stories for different folks. Like, I mean, you know, if you want to get married, whatever. But
and then I mean, military is like 2 days.
Oh yeah,
for the tax break. I mean, you got like
you got to look out.
You find.
I would marry right now for a tax break. Making that known now.
You go. Oh, you made me laugh. Let's get married. There we go.
Like, oh yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely there's definitely a line of age to time dating before you get engaged.
Yeah, I feel like you know when you know.
Yeah,
like there shouldn't be like any extra like canoodling to try to like make it happen. Like you don't. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you know when you know. Granted, this is coming from someone who's not married or engaged.
Yeah, I mean, I think
free floating through life currently. Just neither of us should be giving you any advice about this right now, but we're going to give you our 2 cents, whether you like it or not, because you're tuned in.
Yeah, so basically, more of the story is if you like her, get married as soon as humanly possible.
And if you don't get married.
Say goodbye.
Live
and let die. Well, not let die. Just set it free. If you love something, let's set it free, right? Is that the saying?
I think that is. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
there you go.
Yeah. So
fish or cut bait. There we go. Yeah.
We're wrapping this one up because we've got some work responsibilities. But you, the listener at home, can prevent us from working an actual job if you just were to donate to our GoFundMe, which we will establish at some point. Just kidding, but not really kidding. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you again.
Thank you to, again, our sponsor, Stoke and Wilkerson, for allowing us to sit here and
yammer. Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
We'll see you.
Cue outro.